Hi everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Awakened podcast. I'm your host Jason,
And I'm your host, Alison.
and we have another very interesting show.
Yes, we do.
Alison's going to be talking about her Skywatch experience.
Yes, it's very interesting. However,
However,
if you'd like to support us,
buy us a coffee, because we drink a litre of coffee in the morning and a litre of coffee in the evening.
so if you'd love to support us, we would really appreciate you buying us a coffee because the coffee will keep our energies going as well.
Yes, we like to buy Lavazza.
Lavazza is good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It is actually not bad.
Yeah, it's instant.
It's
coffee.
instant Lavazza.
It's the best
not
instant coffee out there. But anyway.
Yeah, sorry. This show is not about a coffee show.
No.
This show.
We could do that one later.
This show is about my experiences doing sky watches. And these are actually, I found them really interesting. They're really amazing experiences because I used to do sky watches, it's probably about 5-6 years ago or something along those lines.
You did it with
some friends
that took people on a skywatch to see craft.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what a skywatch is. So I met a group of people that conducted skywatches where you'd go to a beach or something along those lines, and you would actually sit at nighttime with all these people, made new friends, and would actually see craft flying across. Now, it's not close up craft, it's actually very far off in the distance, so it does look like a moving star. But it was really awesome experiences because I had never gone to anything like this before, and I heard it from another friend who said that there's a couple that they're conducting sky watches, and she thought that it would be really interesting for me to go, and I went, and I became really good friends with all the people there because they're really awesome people. And I remember this one particular sky watch. It was my very first sky watch. I don't remember what had actually happened that night, but it was everything that happened after it as well. I went to the Skywatch, made new friends. It's really awesome to, people would go with laser beams and trackers and all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. I came back home and I fell asleep. I was going to go to the beach the next day with another friend of mine. I remember I was living with my parents at the time. My mum went out and I just snuck into her side of the bed, warm, cozy, electric blanket kind of thing. Then I thought I got out of bed, went into the kitchen area, and then all of a sudden all the kitchen furniture was all in from the dining room into the kitchen, all piled and stacked up on top of each other. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen that before, but there was a lot of imagery, even also it was in a lot of movies or documentaries, that when you see furniture stacked up on each other, it means that there has been some kind of alien encounter or craft in the area. When I saw that, I freaked out. And I ran back into my parents' room. Jumped into the bed. My dad was like on his side. He was fast asleep.
This is a dream.
But I thought this was real.
So it was like lucid.
Yeah, okay. I thought this was real. And I put the covers over my head and I was trying to grab for my dad's hand, and then I grabbed for my dad's hand, my dad's hand was there, and then so I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'm safe. Pulled the covers over my eyes, and the next thing I saw was, it was slightly blurred, but I was not in my parents' room. I was in another room that had yellow lines going around the room. And in front of me was a being that had some kind of invisibility technology or cloaking or something along those lines, but I could just make out the outline. And it was standing there in front of me with his arms its arms out, I don't even know how to explain, just out towards me.
Come to me, Alison, I'm your mummy.
And then I think that just shocked me, and I woke up and I realized that it was all a dream. And then when I looked over, my dad was on the far end of the bed. So whoever's hand I grabbed, I have no idea who that was. And then that was one of the freaky moments. And then got up. I don't know what I think I got up. I don't know if I told Dad because my parents are not into this stuff.
No.
And I think I met my friend at the beach. And back then, I can't remember which iPhone it was, iPhone 3 or something. I'm not 100% sure. And we're at the beach and all of a sudden my phone just goes directly to SOS. And this has never ever happened before on my phone. I'm thinking, and I'm at the beach, like no phones go SOS at the beach.
No, because you're out in the open.
You're out in the open. You know, I asked my friend, is her phone on SOS? She's like, no. And I'm thinking, what is going on? And then it would adjust from SOS to normal. And then back to SOS and then to normal. And then I would message these people from the Skywatch saying something weird is happening to my phone. And they're like, oh, it sounds like you've got some, alien being around or an alien being encounter or something like that.
Trying to communicate through the phone.
I'm not sure what it was trying to do, and then I don't remember how it managed to move on or how I managed to move it on or something along those lines. But that was my first experience. I think you could say physical experience with an alien encounter, which happened because I went to a Skywatch. That was one of the coolest things, but we also know that there's a lot of dodgy stuff that go on.
We do now.
Yeah, we do now. I guess my experience was really cool, but if I could just share something, be mindful about what you do or where you go. I mean, it was but I still went back to these Skywatches. That's the thing. I still went back to them, but back then I didn't know as much as what I do now. Yeah,
I'm getting in my head all the mainstream people out there who say, "Oh, are we alone?" or "Does anything else exist besides us?" I'm going to say to you, or if you come across this podcast or this YouTube video, yes.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. I don't quite understand.
Yes, everything exists.
I just don't quite understand how people don't perceive that there's not other life out there.
I think because everybody wants to see it in the physical format.
Yeah, that's true.
And people don't quite understand the different frequencies that everything can be on.
No, well, that's true.
And cloaking devices and
that's
cloaking tech.
Yeah, and everything is at a different frequency. Like you just reminded me of a story when I was living by myself before Jason and I moved in together. I was doing Tai Chi. And I was doing it in the living room. And all of a sudden, I just saw this full apparition. I don't know if we mentioned this before in another video.
Don't know.
A full apparition of a grey standing by my door. And I don't know if he freaked out. I know I freaked out a little, thinking I've just seen this grey being standing by my door. And I think the only reason I was able to tap into it or see it was because I was doing Tai Chi, because I was moving energy. Either it was showing, saying, hey, stop it, because you get into a point where, your energy, or because I was moving energy around and I was, focused and stuff like that, I was able to see it. Not everything is going to happen on the physical.
Not always, no.
No. And I think that's what we need to understand, is that all this alien stuff is not always physical. Possibly military. Do I dare say? Like the physical stuff could be military actually more than alien
more
craft.
Than not.
Yeah. Not everything's going to be on the physical. Alien, it's not always on the physical. A lot of the stuff is frequency.
Yeah. And if you're clairvoyant and you can see on a level, you're bound to see stuff on that level. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Can I tell you about my experience of my own little Skywatch?
Yes.
So this is going back probably 15 years ago. I was in a little holiday cabin in Daylesford in Victoria, Australia. Of course, that's where I live. And it's there with somebody else, and we just went there for a little weekend thing. Daylesford is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And I was outside, night sky, pitch black. Heaps of stars. It's like, wow. So I was just looking at the stars and they started to move.
Oh.
They were bloody craft.
Like multiple?
Yeah, it's like peak hour traffic up there. I'm looking up there going, am I seeing stuff? Exactly what you said. It's like there were little stars but moving around.
Yeah.
And I lost count how many, but there was like I'm getting the word trade. Like there's some sort of trade going on up there. It was weird to see. And I thought, oh, don't worry about it. I'm just making stuff up or seeing stuff, you know. Went to bed that night and I had nothing but dreams about greys and I wouldn't even be surprised if I was on a craft as well for the whole night. And I was only out there for probably half an hour because it's pretty fascinating to see all these so-called stars flying around. And after that, I feel it was for 2 days non-stop.
Wow.
The dreams were just all about, you know, this galactic arena.
Yeah.
And I forgot all about it until you started bringing that up. That just come to mind. It's like, oh, that's right. I've had so many experiences with that playing out. You don't even realise. You can't really see much where we are because it's all street lights and everything.
Yeah, because of suburbia and stuff like that.
So it's a really fascinating thing to be able to see. Yeah. Are they still doing the Sky Watches? Probably not. I don't think they are.
No, I don't think they actually are, because this is going back like quite a few years ago, like 5-6 years ago or something along those
longer.
lines. You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing the Sky Watches anymore, but it was just really fascinating. It is fascinating to see flying stars through the sky. / craft. But at the same time, I guess we all need to be we got to have some discernment as well.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm very much X-Files fan. Loved all X-Files, you know, going on the hunt, trying to decipher the codes and stuff like that. Still love it, but there's a certain discernment that I do with it. I don't fully go, yes, you know, let's go to the craft now, because you just don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah, personally, if you have physical craft, let's say land in your backyard and dudes come out and say, oh, g'day. I don't think they're going to say g'day.
No, Jason might say g'day.
G'day, mate. I wouldn't go on the craft with them, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think I wouldn't do it either.
We talked about, because there's meant to be all these invasion of crafts in the future coming down to collect people.
That's one story, yeah.
That's one story. It's a pretty cool story. Alison said, and I said, we would run the other way.
Yeah. Don't run towards the craft, run the other way.
Yeah, because possibly they're harvesting crafts. Yeah,
that's exactly it. So we're very mindful about what happens. We love crafts. We love being able to see, because living in this game, in this earthly game, you don't always see different things. And I feel I'm getting at the moment...
Humdrum.
Yeah, it's very humdrum. And I get the feeling that it's been designed that way as well. So we're always intrigued by things that we don't fully know or we don't fully understand, and especially seeing craft in the sky is one of those things. However, you got to have discernment, you know. You be discerning. Don't just go run towards the craft going, hey, let's be friends, because they may have other agendas.
Yeah.
But saying that, there are awesome friendly beings out there.
Just like there's the human collective.
Yeah.
A lot of us are good.
Yeah.
But you get some bad apples.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You go to a company, a workplace, or anywhere, you're always going to get one bad apple.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, we just wanted to share the Skywatch, especially the dreams that come after it.
Yes, that's the confirmation.
Really trippy.
A bit of confirmation about, okay, I'm not just making stuff up.
Yeah.
Stuff's playing out.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just really, I know for me, because it was my first experience that I'm sure we've had experiences. I'm sure I've had experiences with alien and craft and stuff like that, but nothing that really, I guess they were able to be under the cover of disguise where...
What, in the clouds? The clouds are a really good one as well.
Yeah. Whereas in that moment, I knew exactly what it was.
You remember when I was doing a healing in the kitchen on FaceTime?
Oh, yeah.
And then I was using, it was big energy for that hour because I was healing, of course. Then afterwards you said, oh, shit, we've had craft over the top of the house because I upset the frequency and they came to check out what the big frequency jump was.
The big hoo-ha was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I just said, I'm just doing a healing. Sorry about that. I've never done a healing in the kitchen. I'd never do that again because I do it now in the healing room.
Yeah, because it's protected.
It's protected and I've never had that issue at all.
No.
But when I was that day just doing it, I don't know why I did it in there.
I don't know why you did it either in there, actually.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that sort of just shows everything is monitored as well, energetically, frequency-wise. there's so much stuff that exists. It's just unbelievable. And I always say that our physical reality is really just a dream state. That's because everything's fine. You're walking around, you're doing your job, everything is pretty good.
Yeah,
it's
I guess
behind the scenes.
Yeah, it is behind the scenes, but I guess it really depends on who you're talking to, because you could be talking to someone that's like, actually, my reality is not that good.
No, but I'm saying, but this, I get that, but our physical reality, I mean, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not, you're not seeing aliens walking around physically, are you?
But I think that actually would be a really good thing if we could.
Yeah, well there are aliens which are shape-shifting as humans.
Yeah, but actually physically seeing the differences, because remember the movie Valerian?
Yeah, that's creepy. I hate that movie.
No, not Vivarium.
Oh,
There's
okay.
Valerium, the one where everyone's at the market.
Oh, yes, I put the glasses on.
Yeah, I always thought that would be awesome. You know, you go walking, you're in an intergalactic market, and all of a sudden you just see different beings everywhere, trading, buying. I mean, how cool would that be? And everyone's just going about their business. There's no hocus pocus or anything along those lines. Everyone's just going about their business. I have actually witnessed that, as it reminding me.
Alice Springs?
No, this is in local here in Melbourne, Victoria, at Coles, down by Croydon.
Okay.
I was in a supermarket and I don't know what I was doing. I was obviously buying something, food, something along those lines. And all of a sudden, I just saw everyone as their own personal being of like a different being, extraterrestrial, just going about their day, buying, like there was no...
Having the human experience?
Yeah, and it was kind of like, you know, people say the birds and the bees, like, you know, you see birds and bees, they just move around each other. They just live in so much cohesion that they just move around each other. Same thing about when I went to the supermarket. Every person was a completely different being, just going about their day, having an experience, and it was such a surreal and very cool experience to see that everyone was just getting along.
That's great. I like that a lot.
Everyone was just getting along and buying whatever they needed to buy, doing what they needed to do, and there was just I don't know if you could say there was love around, but everyone was just neutral.
You reminded me, I did a healing a few weeks ago on somebody and she was on the table and I went, oh, you look like a Vulcan type person. And I said to her, and the easy expression for that is starseed.
Yeah.
And I thought, because you're talking about wanting to see proof physically, well, in a way, I did.
Yeah.
Because I could see her shapeshift into her true galactic form.
Yeah.
In and out as I was working on her. I don't always get that with people, but with her I did. And with starseeds like that, they're very sensitive to and empathic to everybody's feelings and emotions. So that was really interesting to see. And she's tall and skinny as well. And it's like, oh, wow, you're this. I didn't know what the race was, but it was very Spockish looking being. And she was beautiful, but struggling here as being a human.
As a lot of people do.
Yeah, human form. So that's another level of proof, but I had to have my clairvoyance totally activated, which is pretty good when I'm doing healing work. So that was interesting and cool.
Yeah, I just always wanted, like, on a physical level, like with your physical eyes. I guess the best way to go about it is if you go to Comic-Con or something along those lines, you know, where every person that is allowed, like extraterrestrial beings, freely walk.
Because everybody thinks they're dressed up.
Yeah. So that's probably another example. Like if you guys wanted to see like physical extraterrestrial beings, maybe go to a Comic-Con and you'll see them. And you'll think that they're actually humans dressed up.
Yeah, when we're going to go, then the shit hit the fan.
Yeah, but it'd still be cool to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so we've gone from sky watchers to witnessing actual extraterrestrial beings.
Yeah, well, a lot of us are star beings anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Coming into this physical reality game realm to experience the human experience.
That is true, and some of us have been here for a very long time.
Yeah, it's time to go home. Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Anything else? No, but I think I need another coffee.
Yeah. I think it's coffee time.
Okay, well, thank you very much for tuning in, listening and watching. Thank you for all the coffees you're now buying us. Much appreciated. we can keep on doing our stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for everyone for tuning in.
Love and blessings to everyone. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you soon.
Next time.
Yeah, and you'll hear us too. Hear and see.
See you later.
Bye.